So today I am shooting this video to show you our new app that we use to secure verification on new YouTube accounts that we create. As you know from other videos, we like to create separate YouTube accounts for each channel. And of course, to be able to upload custom thumbnails and do live streaming, we have to actually verify those accounts using a mobile number. Google will send us a code. During that verification process, we have to input that code. Of course, the trouble for most video marketers is that during that process, they only have so many mobile numbers or they can use, or so many times that they can use a single mobile number that they have, and that limits the number of accounts they can create. So we have deployed an app that you will be able to use to get over that problem. The first thing we're going to go through is really creating the account in YouTube, and that's where we start. We also use the Firefox browser instead of the Chrome browser. It might make a difference for some people. We find it's just easier using Firefox than using Chrome. And then we will introduce how our app works for doing the verification. So to start with, we're going to go through and create the YouTube account. So to do that, we go to YouTube, make sure we're completely signed out of all other accounts, and we click sign in, and we go to use another account, and we're going to create an account for myself, and we're going to go through and enter information. So we're going to go ahead and create a Gmail account, and I'm going to do that. I'll create a password for it. Okay, so you'll notice here that the phone number right now is optional, which is what we want to leave blank for right now. We can always go back and add a number later, but for right now we want to keep this blank because this is part of the Google account setup process, and the number might not work within that part of the process. Again, we're going to use the recovery email address optional. We're going to leave that blank as well, but you can put an email address you have access to in that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that here. I'm going to go ahead and do the information here. Now, the other thing about this email address, and I've had a lot of questions from people about this, and you might get various opinions. I would not necessarily try to use the same email address every time in this box because you have access to it. If you can create a domain that has a catch-all address system, and you can find videos on on YouTube for actually being able to do that. Where you have a domain, you can just change the information before the @ sign and be able to have an unlimited number of email addresses, and they all go to a single account. I guess I know HostGator has that feature. I'm not sure if other hosts do, but that's a good idea to be able to have an unlimited number of email addresses that you can use. And next, we go through here and agree to the privacy terms. And the YouTube account is created. So the next thing I'm going to do is go over here, and I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to view additional features. And here's the verify box that I'm looking for because I want to be able to enable live streaming and custom thumbnails. We can't do that, of course, until we have verified the account. So we're going to go ahead and go through that process. To do that, you will need to log into the Yai Verify app, which you will be able to see the link with this video in order to do that. The second part is creating an account in Twilio and adding some funds to that account so that you can access new phone numbers for it. The reason you want to use Yai Verify is it allows you to find numbers much more easily, and then it will handle the messaging that's being done from YouTube in order to verify your account. So you'll want to go over to Twilio and create your account. And then you'll want to go to your main dashboard screen. This is pretty much the only time you'll really need to be able to be in Twilio other than continuing to update your balance. And you can choose whatever amount you want to fund your Twilio account with. It's up to you. So there's two ways you can go about assigning a number to a YouTube channel. Number one, you can use a number that's already in Twilio, and all you have to do is click that button. Click reload, and it will load the available phone numbers that you have that you can assign. And then the next thing you want to do is give it a name. And this is, of course, if you're adding a number that already is in Twilio that you purchased before. I use a nickname. Usually that goes with the YouTube channel, so I know exactly which channel that number is associated with. And then this notification subject is important because this is the message you're going to get in your email. And this is the email address it's going to go to. You can change this email address to whatever you want. You can change this subject line to whatever you want. But usually I would say verification request on and the name of the YouTube channel that it's associated with. When you hit add number, it would save it to your dashboard. Now, if you don't have a number yet in Twilio, all you would do is click purchase new number. And then you would want to put in your locality. So if you're going to be using an address in your local city for that YouTube account, then I would suggest finding a phone number in that account. So I'm going to do that here. I'm in Allentown, Pennsylvania, so I'm going to go ahead and search, and it comes back with the phone numbers that are available there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and purchase this one. And there it is. It's loaded up. So now I'm going to give it Lori's channel. That's the nickname I'm going to use here. And I'm going to actually send all the emails that come in for Lori's channel to this email address. And that will make sure that they're routed to the proper place. And then the subject line of that email will say verification request for Lori's channel. And then I'm just going to click add number. And so there it is. Now I can always go back and edit it. I can remove it, but that's the phone number we would be using. The other thing is, rather than just having to log into that email and actually check, you can go up here to inbox. And you will see once you're in inbox that you have the ability to see the messages right there, so you don't have to actually log into the email addresses to see them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this phone number. Go back over here and I'm going to click verify. I'm going to use YouTube as her. Okay, so I'll need to go back to settings. And I'll need to verify. And I want to get a text code. I'm going to put my phone number in. I'm going to use the phone format they recommend below. And hit submit. So now we're going to go back to Yai Verify, and we're going to get the 6-digit code message. There's the message. There's the code. Code is there. Hit submit. Account's now verified. Now that I'm in settings, I'm going to enable live streaming. And it will be ready in 24 hours. And as you could see from the other settings, they were automatically enabled once we did the verification, including custom thumbnails. And then that's all there is to it. You can go in here, you can delete this message if you want. There's bulk delete action once you've got a lot of messages in here. The same thing over here. You can bulk edit if you want to change all of the email addresses for all your phone numbers. Let's say you created a bunch of accounts for somebody and you want to reassign them. You just check that box, change notification email address, put in the new email there, and that will update all the ones you have selected in that list. So it's very easy to use. And also from the standpoint of you can always check your Twilio balance here by just refreshing, but you can do all your verification operations right within this interface, making it really, really simple and easy to create multiple YouTube channels as you go. We hope you enjoy it and let us know how it goes.